Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. It's David Hodge. Welcome. This is a continuation of the 7 churches exposed. Today's topic, Satan, which is false Israel. All right, brothers and sisters. You have enemies all around you, plotting your destruction. And Satan is the one who is fully invested in your destruction, 100%, along with the devils and demons, which are physical people, which they don't want you to know. They want you to believe that you're fighting spirits and spooks, stuff that you can't see. That way, you don't identify them as being these devils, these demons. You see? So, just like these devils and demons, Satan are physical people as well, which is false Israel, which are those who are claiming to be you. They have stolen your identity. They have stolen your image and have ruined yours and have crippled your image on purpose. Because if someone has stolen your ID, the best tactic to pull it off is to destroy the other one's image, destroy their reputation, destroy their credibility. That way, if they ever try to claim that they're who you are, you know, the one who stole the identity, if they say, hey, he stole my ID, he stole my identity, he stole who I am, they won't believe it, because they've ruined your reputation, your credibility. No one's going to believe that you're the son of God. They're not going to believe that you're God's chosen people. They're not going to believe that you're the true seed of Abraham, that you're Israel. So they did these things intentionally to destroy your reputation, to destroy your credibility, so you couldn't come back and claim that you are the true seed of Abraham, that you're God's chosen people. So I'm here to expose that, reveal that, highlight Satan, tell you about your enemies, tell you about the ones claiming to be you, but they're not you. It says they're Satan. That's what the 7 churches book is. It targets Satan. You see, chapters 2 and 3 of Revelations is the 7 churches, and it tells you exactly who Satan is, which is false Israel. In verse 9, both chapters, it says, I am giving out of the synagogue of the Satan, of the ones saying themselves Jews to be, and not they are, but they are lying. You see? So it's clear that they're lying. They're claiming to be Jews, but they're not. They're synagogue of the Satan, which the Jews, false Israel, right? Satan, they're the ones who have synagogues, right? And it says what? Synagogues of Satan. So that's the worshiping centers of Satan. The ones claiming to be Jews, but they're not. They're lying. This is what the Almighty God said. And Jesus follow up and says what? The blasphemy out of the ones saying Jews to be themselves, and not they are, but Satan. You see? So he says that they're lying as well. The blasphemy, which is a violation against God. And it said they're saying, which they lie. You see? They're lying. The blasphemy, the lie, which is an act against God, claiming to be Jews, but they're not. They're Satan. You see? So the scripture is clear. Their actions and what you see them doing in the Middle East is clear. It says that actions speak louder than words, and their actions aren't matching up with their image anymore. You see, it said, know a tree by the fruit it bears. Know them by their works. And they kill innocent children. They blowing up children. You see? Blowing up innocent women and children. And they're acting chaotic. And they're out here making war. And they're acting in a manner that no one has ever seen. And they're talking and doing things that are ungodly. You see? And on top of that, they've stolen the Palestinians' land, oppressed them and made them miserable 70 plus years, and forced them on the Gaza Strip, put them in a little area in concentration camps, and has put them under siege, and is enabling them to take care of their families and get them water and food and heat and things that you need to maintain your living. You see, to make sure that you have everything you need to be, you know what I'm saying, to stay healthy, to stay alive. Necessities, certain things you need, they're restricting them of those items and things that they need. So does it sound like the works of God? Does it sound like the works of Jesus? You see, they claim to be of God, right? So what God are they talking about? They must be talking about Satan, because that's what it says. Satan is the god of this world. So, and then last time I checked, they're the ones that are controlling it. I mean, well, them in America's the one backing them. So they're the foundation of this reality, because they claim to be the true seed of Abraham. See, so the whole structure is set up around them being the true seed of Abraham. In this reality, they're the ones who control the media, control what you hear and see, and they're the ones controlling all these things in the mainstream media. In this reality, the devil's tradition is wicked. You see, and it says Satan is the god of this world. So when you see this world, what do you see? You see violence. You see chaos. You see drug overdose. You see prostitution. You see homosexuality. You see, this is the reflection of Satan. You see, so when they say that in God's name we trust and all these things, and they claim that they love God, they're talking about Satan. So when you worshiping Jesus, the so-called Jesus Christ that they put on the cross, that's not Jesus. That's Satan. You see? So it says that you're worshiping Satan. So that's what we're here to do. Identify that Satan is the god of this world. And it said, as many ones as not are having the teaching this, who not they knew what? Who not they knew the things deep of Satan, that even Satan disguised himself as an angel of light. But he was what? He was Satan, claiming to be a Jew, but he was not. He was Satan. He was lying. It says the blasphemy are the ones saying Jews to be themselves, and not they are, but Satan. You see? And he was the god of this world. You see? Which everyone is backing up. Which American Britain is backing up. Which these devils are backing up, because that's the image that they have to make them portray themselves as being good. To bless themselves. Because it said, bless those who bless Israel. So they set it up to bless themselves. You see, to make themselves look good. Paint that picture that they're better than, that they're the spiritual seed of Abraham, that they're good people, that they're not wicked, that they're not evil. You see, to hide themselves from being discovered as devils. You see, but the truth is out. They're not good. You see, and false Israel ain't good. It said none of them was good. You see, and they all backing each other up. You see, even though the Christians, America, right? They backing people who don't even, usually the Christians, they believe in Jesus Christ, our their Lord and Savior, right? But you got the Jews, they hate Jesus. They said Jesus in hell burning his own piss and feces, his own urine and feces. That's what they said. So why are they backing them up? You see? And then the Christians, they ain't no better. The America ain't no better. They have us captive, the original nation. God's real chosen people, the true seed of Abraham, they have us captive in servitude and had us under affliction and servitude for 400 years, and tormenting and torturing us and completely dehumanizing us past imaginable. On top of that, their record, their rap sheet is terrible. You see, made to make mischief and shed blood, going out, kill, stealing, destroying, stealing other people's things, causing disease and poverty everywhere they go. You see, and they're monsters. Hideous people, and they all in connection with one another. A bird of a feather flock together. You see? So, like I was saying, none of them are good. These devils they all bad. That's what the scripture tell you. It says, as many ones as not of having to teach you this, who not they knew the things deeper to Satan, that the Jews and the Greeks, they were all written under sin, that none of them are good. See, because you have Louis Farrakhan claiming that some are bad, some are good, some are bad. Some devils, some Jews are good, some devils ain't. You see what I'm saying? Some Caucasians are good, some Jews are good. It's just the satanic ones. No, it says that they all are bad. It says that that none of them are good. It says here that none are righteous. No, not. It said, no, there is none that is righteous. No, not one. There is none who understand. They can't, because they're wicked. You see, they got different nature. It says there is none who seek after God. They can't, because they would have did what they did to us. You see, so they had no fear of God for their eyes. They had no fear of consequence, because they wouldn't have did with these things that they did. They still doing them, and they would have let us go, but they still holding on to us. You see, but it says what? They have all turned aside, and they are together, and they are together become worthless. There is none that does good, no, not so much as one. There is none that understand. There is none that seek after God. There is none that is righteous. There is none that does good, no, not so much as one. This is what it tells you about these devils. This is what it tells you about Satan. That none of them are good. That they all are wicked. And it's showing from their actions. You see? It's showing from what they do. It's showing, you see? And it's going to get worse. Because they're being crushed. They're under pressure. They're being exposed. The truth is being exposed. They're being crushed. They don't like it. They can't transform. Because they're the weakest structure in the universe. They're weak and wicked. They're terrible people. You see? And don't take my word for it. Like I say, take what Jesus' words say. What did Jesus say? Well, Jesus said that their father's the devil. You see? So are you calling Jesus a liar? Are you saying Jesus is lying? You saying he don't know what he's talking about? Even though he was the one that clearly said, he the one said the blasphemy out of the one saying Jews be themselves and not they are but synagogue of the Satan. Then the Almighty God said, he said the one saying Jews be themselves and not they are but they are lying, which backs up the blasphemy. So you saying that God don't know what he's talking about? You saying Jesus didn't know, even though he knew exactly where the throne of Satan was? He knew the one that was sitting on the throne was sitting on the lion throne, which was Satan, and he knew exactly where Satan was dwelling. He knew clearly about Satan. So are you saying that the scripture is corrupt? You see, do you believe in one part and don't believe in the other, meaning that you'll be a hypocrite? You see, so don't take my word for it. This is what Jesus said, right? If that's what y'all believe in, you believe in the truth and nothing but the truth, right? The truth shall set you free. And that's another thing that he said. And that was, which we'll get to. So either way it go, false Israel is Satan. You see? And that's the deal. And they stole your identity. They have stolen your identity because this world is structured around the idea that they're you to bless themselves. The devils to bless themselves. And now, that way they can justify why they do what they do to you. So they can enslave and afflict you. So they can torment and torture you. Because if you're not the blessed one, then you're the cursed one. So that's what they teach our people. That we're cursed. We're nothing. We're worthless. You're a bunch of niggas, pimps, hoes, stupid people, uneducated savages and dummies. But that's not true. They did these things to you. You don't blame the product. You blame the manufacturing. They're the ones who turned us into this. They the ones who gave us Christianity. We was upright Muslims before we came here. You see, we the ones showed them how to do everything. They didn't know how to do a damn thing for 5,500 years until they got us. And then next thing you know, all the innovations came out of America because all these things came out of our mind. They don't have any creativity. They don't have any. They had to have the idea in order they can get things done, but they need the idea, which was the black man and woman of America. So they utilized us. They exploited us. They tormented and tortured you and made you miserable. You see? They took everything from you, stripped you down from everything, took the straw from you, and you still had to make brick. You see? They would no longer provide you straw, but you had to go out and get your own to make brick. You see? They stole they forced you to create their paradise and gave you nothing. That's what I said. Why did the devil love you? Because the devil gives you nothing. You see? And that's what he demanded double the quota from you, and he still wanted he wasn't gonna provide you with crap. And you're gonna have to come up with your own. Usually you have to use your own creativity, and he give you nothing but shit. You see? So that's what's going on, brothers and sisters. These people have stolen your identity. In the world, these devils is backing them because if they're ever exposed as being Satan, that means that their cover is blown. So they have to keep these things going. They have to keep this lie going. They have to keep this thing rolling, because them keeping this thing going and rolling, right, is keeping you down, which keeps them lifted up. But they know if you ever lift up, then they're coming down. See? So they know what they did comes with consequence. So they're trying to escape consequence. So they're trying to destroy you. This American dream is tailored to destroy you. You see, like I was explaining, before we got here, we weren't Christians. That's what they pushed on you, to psychologically terrorize your mind with fear and mess with your heart, make your heart weak, and put dents all in your heart. Because if you have a weak heart, you have weak thoughts. All this stuff is to destroy your brain, to attack you, keep your level of thinking low, so they maintain control over you. Because the person with the highest thinking controls the person on the lowest level. See, so their job was to keep you from talking, keep you from reading, keeping you from education, keep you from learning, keeping your vocabulary short, keeping you dumb as possible, stripping you of all knowledge, giving you la-la land, giving you illusions, giving you illogical thoughts, teaching you fairy tale, make-believe, philosophy, making sure that they give you bad information on top of it, so you come up with bad answers. So everything you do revolves in destroying you. You see, everything that you try to do is just totally to destroy you. This whole reality is tailored against you. This is designed for devils and demons. You see, Massa and his black-faced children who look like me and you, but they're not us. They're the seed of Massa from the rape of a black woman. This reality is built for them. And guess what? Satan is involved. He was the one fully involved in this 100%. He's the one in control of the mainstream media. He's the one controlling Hollywood. He's controlling what you hear and what you see. He's the one controlling what's going into your conscious and your subconscious. He's locked all around the boards. You understand? And he's the one hitting you with hidden subliminals that's destroying your mind, that you can't see with the naked eye, but your conscious and your subconscious and things are picking up on these things. You understand? So he's the one fully in control of this situation, and he's the one improving these things. So he's the one that's 100% for the demons to destroy you. See? So they were in cahoots with one another. And that's what the seven churches tell you. That they was the ones, that Satan was the one involved with the demons that was teaching you to eat things, sacrifice idols, to commit fornication. Meaning to give you bad information, to keep filling you up with crap. And then for you to act other than yourself, commit fornication. Now you're acting other than yourself. You're doing things that's not of yourself. Now you're destroying yourself. You understand? And it said that they were the ones to do it, and they allowed the demons to do it. So they loved that the demons did it. You see, they hated the demons, but they loved that they was destroying you. They would love that they put the demons as your role models, as your examples, as the people in front of you to look up to, so you can destroy yourself. Because they were the best example to destroy your image. So you act like it. They want you to act like them. This is what they wanted you to do. You see, interact. Not interact. They wanted you to pick up on what they were portraying. So they portraying you as pimps and hoes and dummies and punks and homosexuals and idiots and dummies and fools. You see, comedians and clowns, and you see, a joke. You see, and that's what they promoted. They're the ones that's approving it. They're the ones that's making sure that is up to par to your destruction, to make sure that it's perfect for your destruction, because they have to keep this lie going that they're the true seed of Abraham. You see? So they're going to keep doing that. They're going to keep that going. In the American dream, it's perfect because it's not a vision. And we know what? That a people, the American dream is not a vision. It's a dream. And we know that people without a vision will perish. So they purposely don't give you the vision. So when you go to church and all these things, they don't give you a vision. They don't tell you about the Abrahamic covenant. They don't tell you about you separating. They don't tell you about these things. They tell you about a bunch of crap. Hell and heaven. You see that when you go to heaven, once you die, you're going to go to heaven or hell. Or they want you to believe in spooky gods and mystery gods and hells and Satan waiting on you to torture you in hell to psychologically terrorize you and mess up your heart. Make your heart weak, you see, which affects your thoughts. Their job is to keep you down, keep you motivated to keep loving Massa, keep obeying the law, don't go against Massa. Make sure you check in, confession, and tell on yourself, and make sure you're a good nigga, Make sure that you obey massa. Make sure you stay within the programming. You see? So that's why our people have to get out of here. Our people gotta understand, gotta wake up to this message, gotta understand that you have enemies and they all around you. And Satan is the one who stole your identity. He's the motivation behind. He's the one that's the momentum behind this thing. He's keeping this thing rolling because he's still claiming to be you. So as long as he's still alive, no one believes that you're anything until he's gone, because you have second claim. So if he's gone, then that means now that you are who he claimed that he was, because that's not supposed to happen. See, which we'll get to. Okay, so brothers and sisters, like I explained, we had our own vision, right? We got our own vision, but they don't give it to you because their job is to keep you down, keep you destroyed, keep you full of this reality, keep you in entertainment and clown business. You see, so you be distracted and you don't find a vision. You don't find your vision because your vision is their destruction. So, however, this is the Semites' vision, the seed of Abraham's vision, the Abrahamic covenant, which false Israel is claiming to be. So, if they're indeed the true seed of Abraham, they should be able to fit this description to a T. So let's go through it. It says, "In God said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be sojourners in a land that is not theirs." Okay, so it says, "Know of a surety," meaning certainly that thy seed, the seed of what? Abraham. This is to Abraham. Seed. What did Jesus say? Jesus said that your father is the devil. You see, Jesus said that your fathers are man killers, made to make mischief and shed blood, weak and wicked. That you claim to be Jews, but you're Satan. You see, but you're not. You claim to be something you're not. You're Satan. Your father's the devil. You see, wicked. You see, your ways are contrary from the fathers. And that's what you see. So that right off the bat, they don't match that description. Then it says sojourners, meaning to be temporary in the land that's not theirs. Okay, so they claim to be the Israelites that were delivered out of Egypt. So they went from Egypt to Palestine. Well, isn't that next door to one another? Ain't that across the street? Well, that's not a land that's not theirs. That's not temporarily. Because they're still in the east. They're still in the same place. That means that they don't fit the description again. That means that's another indication that they're not who they claim to be. Because if it was a strange land, a foreign land, a land that's not theirs, they would have to go from east to west or west to east. So you see, they don't fit that description. And it also says here that the seed of Abraham would go through servitude and affliction for 400 years. But they only went through the Holocaust for 5 or 6 years at the hands of their own people, right? Or at the hands of themselves. They caused themselves to be put in this position because they betrayed their country. The German Jews betrayed Germany in World War I. They helped Britain win the war. So they caused this upon themselves. They were being burnt up and put in concentration camps because when Hitler rose to power, he promised to get them back. And that's a universal concept for anybody that's a traitor. Everybody knows that you execute them. So they were being burnt up until they found out that we were the true seed of Abraham, and then they gave them that land 26 years later. You see, they supposed to be gave them that land. So then they utilized this moment to give them the land when they found out who we was. So either way it go, they were supposed to go through 400 years of servitude and affliction, but they only went through 5, 6 years or whatever the hell they went through, which was nothing. You see, compared to what the black man and woman in America went through. And on top of that, Jesus said the truth shall set you free. And they said, they was confused because remember we said that none understand. They can't because they got different nature. They got different, their brain don't function like ours. So they said, well, what do you mean by this set you free? We never been in bondage to any man. So right off the bat, they claim that they never been in bondage. But what did it say here? That you had to go through servitude and affliction for 400 years. So they never went through servitude. They never went through servitude because they claim that they never been in bondage to any man. So right off the bat, they don't fit the description of the Abrahamic covenant, which makes them not a Semite. They're not a seed of Abraham. They're Satan. You see? And then it says what? Also that nation whom they serve will I judge. Okay, so why were they the ones being judged? 1619, 2019, 2020, the year judgment. The plague that would kill the firstborn, meaning the elderly, but pass over those with the lamb's blood, meaning you had to be original, meaning you had to have the same DNA as a lamb. But it didn't pass over them. It passed over African Hades. It passed over us, the original black people here in America, because we had the lamb's blood, you see? But they didn't. They were the ones dropping like flies. The Caucasians, the devils, Satan, false Israel. They were dropping like flies. They were being fully affected. So that they were the ones being judged. It's supposed to be opposite. It was somebody supposed to be judging who, if they claim to be Semites, then They should, somebody else, their enemy should have been getting judged. You understand? But they the ones under judgment, which they knew. That's how they knew that they were in trouble. That's how they knew that their days were shortened. And that's why you see them acting out in the manner they're acting out in, because their days is limited. And now they have to try to get rid of you. They have to try to keep their image. You see, they fighting like hell to keep their image. They're trying to maintain control, but they're being crushed. They're under pressure. They can't handle this type of pressure. You see? The truth is being revealed. And it said that all things will fail during this time. The time of when judgment came, everything that they do is backfire. So they propaganda and all that crap that they usually do, that and they make war with everybody, mischief and in war, right? It's not working for them anymore. All these things are backfiring. So they said they'll inherit what they say. So they better be careful. They talking about they gonna do this, do that to people and destroy and put them under siege. That's what's gonna happen to them. And you see them acting out the manner they're acting out in, because, like I said, their days is limited now. So now they're moving out in that manner. That's why everybody's seeing them doing stuff they ain't never did before. They're like, man, I ain't never seen this. It's because their days is gone. Their time is up. Their time is limited, and they moving out to say their lives are not bull crapping anymore. They gotta do what they gotta do to survive. But anyway, go. It says, and afterwards they shall come out. So come out around this time that this nation will be judged. So that's, like I said, 2020. They'll be coming out around this time. But they already claimed that they already came out. They already claimed that they in Palestine already. So come out of what? So that means that the Bible is past tense the way that they saying it. They saying that these things already happened. They saying that the Passover, all these things already happened. Exodus, right? They already claiming that Moses came and did all these things and all this stuff had already happened. And yeah, they're claiming that this stuff that the Bible is irrelevant at this point, right? It's just outdated information to help you figure out your life as a trial or whatever. You know, it helps make great decisions or whatever. So, but we know that's not true. The Bible is future tense, meaning in Exodus means to exit. I mean, we're on our way out. We exited now. We're living out the Bible. We're living out these things. And it says, right, so they should be coming out now. They should be doing these things now, but they are already there. And then, on top of that, didn't it say that God would give them the land? So didn't they take that land that they sitting on? They took that land. They didn't wait on God to bless them. They blessed themselves. Then God said that they have peace. They haven't had a day of peace since they've been over there. And the walls that they have over there is evidence. And the wars that they're in is evidence as well. See? So they're not living up to what the scriptures say. They're not living up to what God's expectations are. You see? And on top of that, God, they're sitting on the wrong land. Because look, God said he'll tell you. He told you exactly where he'll give them the land. He said, unto thy seed have I given this land from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. So if you go on the map in the Middle East and look at these coordinates, you're going to pull up Arabia, Great Arabia. So they're sitting on the wrong land. They're sitting in little Palestine. They're sitting in Jerusalem. So they should be sitting in Palestine. But they're sitting on the wrong land, which is another indication that they're not who they claim to be. They're false. You see? They're Satan. You see? And they're going to be exposed. And how will they be exposed? Because they're going to be destroyed. That's how. They're going to be destroyed, because it says what? What does it say? It says, when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, know what? Know that its destruction is near. So who controls Jerusalem? Jerusalem is the capital of what? False Israel. Which means that they're going to be destroyed. Not redeemed or punished, but destroyed. So that proves that they're not the true seed of Abraham. Because it says what? It says once God put them in their land, they're not to be uprooted or removed. So if they are uprooted and removed, what does that mean? You see? What does that mean? That means that's an abomination. Abomination, that's not supposed to happen. And desolation is their destruction. That's an abomination of desolation. So this is going to instantly send shockwaves through the planet. You understand? It's going to completely rock the planet. It's going to shatter the whole idea that false Israel is the seed of Abraham, which the entire world is structured around that idea. You see, that's their mental balance. That's their beam of balance. That's their safety net. That's what's keeping them cool, keeping them thinking that they're good, thinking that they're blessed. So you see, that's not a small matter. That's not something that is a small thing. No, that's huge. You know what I'm saying? That's because you see, they're gonna lose these people. They're gonna lose their mind. They're going to trip out. You see, Because now they went from being totally sane, feeling good, to being insane. Because now they're exposed. Because if false Israel is destroyed, that means that they're not who they claim to be, and that means you are. So now that means now that they're not. Now they have to deal in reality that they're insane. That the God that they believe in is false. That they believe in the mystery gods, and you understand that they're devils, that they're wicked, they're terrible people who were terrorizing, torturing God's people, and now they're under judgment, and you're the cause of it. So it said what? That it's going to trigger the attack of all blacks when false Israel is destroyed. It's going to trigger the attack of all blacks, and they're coming to kill you. You see? Because now you're the problem. You see? They can't believe it. They can't believe that they weren't the true seed of Abraham. That false Israel wasn't the true seed of Abraham. They can't believe that they were the spiritual son. The spiritual seed of Abraham. And they thought when God came back, they was going to rapture up. When the rapture came, they was going to go up into heaven. But now they find out that they're on their way to hell. You see? And now they're under judgment, and you're the cause of it. So they're gonna flip. They're gonna flip out because they're gonna lose control. So they're gonna rush at you to gain control, and they're no longer gonna play with you. They're gonna come straight at your neck. They're not gonna be sugarcoating anything. And it's gonna trigger the attack of all blacks. So that's why it says when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, flee, 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 flee. They're telling you to get out of there. Get out of their communities. Get out of this. Get out of the suburbs. Get out of the neighborhoods. Get out of bed with these devils because they're coming to kill you. It says flee. It says don't go back into your house. Don't go back to go grab a charger. Don't go back to get a water bottle. Don't go back to get a slice of pizza. Don't go back to do nothing. Don't even go back to get your baby. That's how serious it is. Because these devils, once they get word that you are the problem and that they're going through all this hell and turmoil because of you, they're coming to kill you. They're coming to eliminate you. That's why it says my people are lost from the lack of knowledge. Lost from the lack of knowledge of what? That when false Israel is destroyed, that would trigger the attack of all blacks, that their lives are in danger, that their families' lives are in danger. And it says flee. That's why it says don't hesitate, don't wait, don't stop. Don't stop. It says flee. Get out of the inner cities. Or get out of the suburbs and get into the inner cities. Get in, because that's where our people are going to be. We're going to have to gather up. You see? Because they're going to make war against you. They're making war now, but it's going to be obvious. It's going to be full-blown, straight, direct. They're coming right at you. No remorse, no mercy. They're coming to kill you because now you are their judgment. You understand? You the personification of their judgment. I mean, they cut your tongue out. They cut your tongue out. Now you hear they cut their tongue out. You understand? Now we hear eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. And now they know that you are their judgment. You're the one that's going to wreak havoc on them. You're the one that's coming for revenge, for wrath. You see? You are the God. You are the one that's coming to do unto them as was done to you. Exactly what they feared. That you would multiply and you would get vengeance. That you would get revenge. You see? So that's exactly why our people must be paying attention to what they need this message. They need to be, they don't know because you got people in the way. So our people need this message. Our people need to hear this because their lives are on the line. Their lives are in danger. This is the most important message of their life. If they don't get it, they're going to die. You understand? So our people's lives are in jeopardy. And you got people out here playing, watching TV and watching entertainment and going to shows and doing drugs and smoking. And you see, they got people got you misusing your energy. Got these devils and demons making you misuse your energy and focusing your energy on the wrong things, but you should be investing in yourself to get out of this destruction. You see? And you got people like Louis Farrakhan, son of a devil, you see? And he's in control of the Nation of Islam, which is an organization to help lift the black man and woman out of their miserable condition and give them the third knowledge of self and tell them that we're leaving, that we're separating, you see? Telling us about the Abrahamic covenant. He's supposed to be telling us about these things, but he's not. He's telling you so sinful. He's telling you that you're not going anywhere. He's telling you devils ain't devils. You see, he's the one in the way. He should be telling you this, preparing you for this, that you're in danger, that you're in trouble, not stocking up on food, making sure you're a target because there's going to be a famine here as well. You see? So, because when Iran defeats false Israel, that means that Iran in Syria, they're going to be along with them. They're gonna have control of the Middle East. That means America can no longer get oil because now the House of Saud is no longer over there. You see, which is the false apostles, the Hindus, claiming to be Arab Muslim, they were put on the throne to ensure cheap oil by the British to ensure American Britain with cheap oil to keep their realities thriving, because you need oil. This is an industrial complex, and you have to keep it. It needs oil to run. So now they no longer can get oil from the House of Saud, because the House of Saud is defeated. American Britain was kicked out, so now that left false Israel in the siege, and that's when he's destroyed. You see, false Israel is destroyed. So either way, it's going to be a famine here, because they no longer can get oil from the Middle East, and they can't get it from Russia, because they're going to turn it back on Russia and say that Russia helped Iran win the war against false Israel. So then their partners, EU, NATO, going to turn their back on America. Friends turning to foes, and they're going to join with Russia, because they're not going to go through the situation, because it's going to be cold. They need their world is set up just like America's. They need oil too. Their whole thing is ran off. They're going to go through an economic collapse. Their whole system going to collapse overnight. They're going to need that oil from Russia, so they're going to partner with Russia to save their lives. So America going to have to go to war with the Europeans. You see, with devils against devils. You see, and Britain be going to war with China. So everything that America has is going straight to Britain, because they're going to war with China. So all their soldiers is getting all the fuel, the stuff that they need to gear up the tanks and their soldiers and get them prepared for that war. So either way it goes, it's going to be a famine here, which is another situation, brothers and sisters, because these devils ain't went without food ever in their whole life. They eat what they want when they want, and they do what they want to do when they do it. So you tell me, these people eat all the time, so no one has ever experienced that. You see, and it's going to be no food, no heat, no electricity, no electronics, no this, no fuel, no. You can't get to the stores. The trucks can't get to the stores. There's no fuel. There's no oil to run this thing. This thing is done. So there's going to be people starving and cold. So it's going to trigger people to eat each other. You understand? And last time I checked, you're still 3/5 of a human, which means that you're classified as an animal. So when there's a famine, who do you think they're going to eat? Who do you think they're going to put on the dinner table? They're going to put you on there. So that's another problem. It's another situation. So not only they're going to attack you because their whole reality has been shattered, and you know what I'm saying, they are rushed to go gain control of that situation. Can't let the idea spread that you are the true seed of Abraham. Now they dealing in a famine, so now more reason to attack you. You see, and they're gonna attack all blacks. See, so they're gonna be eating you. You see, that's why we had to get out of here, and we had to get. That's why you shouldn't be storing up no food, like Louis Farrakhan's telling you, because you're making yourself a target. If there's no food and you start cooking up stuff, and you start thinking that you done made yourself a target, a person that ain't ate don't smell anything from miles away. They gonna know exactly where to go, especially if you stocking up. You telling people know exactly who to go hit up. They're gonna kill you and take your food and eat you and the food. You understand? But that's why you need to get into the inner cities with your brothers and your sisters, because we're going to have food from the God. The God's going to provide us with food, and we're going to be protected because we're going to be an army. So we're going to secure the food. We're going to secure the sisters and the children. We're going to make sure that, you see, that's going to be a war within itself, that we're getting food from heaven. Master Prophet Muhammad, we're going to be getting manna from heaven. We're going to be getting food from the God. So we're going to have food, but they won't. So that's going to be a situation. See? But that's the thing, brothers and sisters. You must understand these things. You must get this message. You must flee. You must get out of the suburbs, get into the inner city. This is a time that's serious. These things it's not a game. You see, your life is in danger. You're in trouble. And you must get out of this hellhole that's headed your way. You see? The mission was for you to get out of here, to be on time, to be ready for when God came and delivered the elect. When he came and delivered the 144,000 so you can go home with them. But now our people have put you in a position where you have to go through the tribulations because you have to be purified, because you're not ready to go home. So because they were deceived by a son of a devil, son of perdition, son of hell, the fall causer, the one who caused the nation to fall apart, and who was the mastermind behind destroying it, Louis Farrakhan. He deceived the nation for 42 years. He deceived the Levites for 42 years and made war against them. And now our people are lost from the lack of knowledge that they didn't give because they were deceived and too busy building mansions for Farrakhan. You see? So the Levite brothers had to go through the tribulations. So when the elect get pulled up out of here, you're going through the tribulations. That's what the seven churches book says anyways. That you had to hold on to the books. Hold on to this here. Hold on to the crowns, you see, which is Injil language. This is 7 churches language. For you had to hold on to the 7 churches and the 7 thunders books, which is the level of thinking that you need to comprehend, upload this information that's going to keep you above the level, the thinking that's going to move you above the level of the devil's thinking, which will prevent you from being destroyed in this reality. So you have to have this information. But it said you're definitely gonna go through the tribulation where you're set on the Injil key, where you're set on the 7 churches configuration. You see, you're sitting in the tribulations, but the elect is out of here. They're gone, and it says that in 7 churches as well. It says that they will come out. It said that they will be with. That's what the message of the covenant said. He said they're coming out. He said that the God approved it. You see, and he was all these things. It's in there, brothers and sisters, that the God approved it. He approved it. They was ready 100%. They were good, you see. And on top of that, he also proved that the sisters will be going home too. The sisters and children, they're out of here. That their way is paved with gold. That they don't have nothing to worry about. If they know about the message and they 100% on board, they're getting out of here, you see. So they're not going to have to suffer the tribulations because they done their job. They did their job 100% because we're the evidence of it. We're still here. They kept our nation alive. They made sure that we was here. They risked their life to make sure that we was here because Master didn't allow this. They had to sneak. They had to keep our nation alive by sneaking around and risking their lives to do it. So their way is paved with gold. Any sister you see, you tell her way is paved with gold, and to get with those prophet sisters, those prophetess, and get with them, and they'll catch them up to speed, to bring them up to speed, to be prepared to get out of here. You see, because they're going home. They did what they're supposed to do, but we didn't do our job. We didn't protect them. And on top of that, you wasn't going nowhere anyway, because it says do unto them as was done to you. So you couldn't leave until you do that anyway. So all this is part of the process. All this is the will of Allah. You see, which is to get their knowledge of self, which is to upload this information, which is to get the 5 mathematical pillars of Islam, which is to understand consequence, understand that consequence is the most fundamental principle of the universe, understanding that your enemies. You see, you got to know all these things. So you're not ready. You can't return home because you'd be a blind elephant. You tear up everything. And we don't want that because we end up right back in our same situation. So you have to go back to the incubator to be 100%. So whatever percentage you had, if you're at 80, you need 20. If you're at 70, you need 30. If you're at 60, you need 40. But you couldn't return home until you had turned all stuff and you was 100%. You understand? So it's not like a punishment or anything. It's not like somebody hates you. No, it's because we loved you. It's because this is the love that you need to be successful in the next reality. You can't move forward because the next reality is going to be more difficult than this one. You see? So you had to be prepared to go home. You got to be 100%. And it said that you had to be the silver. The Levites were the silver. And it said that the silver had to be purified as the gold, not as the silver. Silver, it wasn't good enough to be purified. Purified as silver. It had to be purified as gold. So you had to go back to the fiery furnace. You see? To be purified 100%. But you'll be all right because if you apply the 5 mathematical pillars, which is a protection against all evil, you see, you should be fine. It says you'll be able to walk through the fiery furnace without being burnt by the flames. That don't mean that it's going to be a piece of cake, but you're going to be protected. You see, things going to happen that you're going to think are miracles, but there's no miracles. It's all mathematics. But that's the pillars. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. So things are going to take place in that manner that's going to look like miracles, but that's the mathematics working. And if you apply it, you'll be okay. You upload this information, you're going to escape the devil's reality from being destroyed. That's why I say you let go of this world's life, you save your life. If you let go of this world's life, you save your life. If you let go of this world's life, you save your life. You see, you say, Allah will lift you up, but you cling to the earth. So if you cling to the earth, then you lose your life. If you invest in this reality, you lose your life along with this reality because this reality is going down. It's going to be destroyed, uninhabitable, never to be a nation again. It's going to be completely nuked. This place is going to be No, you don't want to be nowhere near this place. Once it gets destroyed, once China and India come over, once the 2 million men army come, and once all these things happen, all these plagues and these demons, right before all these things are going to escalate and get worse. And you don't want no parts in it. It was never meant for you because it's going to be worse than our own experience, which was the Holocaust. You see, it's going to be unprecedented trouble, unprecedented time. A time like no other, never would it be worse than our own experience, and our people are not supposed to suffer this, and that's why Louis Farrakhan is going to be punished. I mean, he's going to be killed. You see, he got a few things coming. You see, he's not going to get out of that easy. He's going to be tormented before his death. He's going to be humiliated before his death. You see, but he was in the way. He was in the way. You see, and our people wasn't supposed to have to go through all this. We supposed to be ready for the Son of Man when he comes, so he can finish the job, so he can fully move you into the transition piece and to get the rest of the information you needed to be completely certified to get the hell out of here. Because that's the message. Not to stay here in the land of your imprisonment. Not to accept reparations for somebody molesting and raping your mother and your grandma and your kids and your children and your wife. You see? No, you supposed to avenge your ancestors. You supposed to avenge the black woman, put her back on the pedestal where she belonged, never to be touched again, to restore her honor in her name. You see, so she can respect you, and so she had love for you again. You see, but if you leave out of here and you think you're going somewhere, you ain't going nowhere because you got work to do. You see, you leave out of here, they think you's a punk. Look at him. They raped their women. They did whatever they wanted to them. And then, so somebody gonna think they can do that again. So guess what? You have to be the ones to set the example. You got to set that record straight. Let a person know that you can't ever do that in your life again. Nobody in their right mind. You see? So you got to be the one to set that standard. You got to be the one to put it back where it's supposed to be and restore her name and gain that respect back. You see? So, like I said, we got work to do. So you're not going anywhere. You have to lace them boots up, put that uniform on, and get with the program. You see? You got to do what you got to do. And say you'll lose your life. If you invest in this world's life, you're going to lose your life because this world is going out fast. And these are nothing but short-term gains. And where we headed is a lifetime. You see? We're going to make our own paradise and where nobody can mess it up. You see? And it's going to get better and better and better and better and better. You see? Nothing can replace what we got, what God got in store for you. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, we want to bring this to a close. Thank you for listening to me. Assalamu alaikum.